This one guy clearly has hypogonadism. That one client I have. This is the most blatant hypogonadism I've ever seen. Humongous eyes, fucking whiny voice, like it's insanity. And but he's
this guy right here, buddy. He's outing you on the air right here.
I found your work when I was going through a divorce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 2017, 2018, it just hit me, just clicked. I come from a Christian background. So I have a degree in religion from Liberty University in theology.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was a youth pastor for a church. I was doing mission trips, all that stuff. So when I found your work and how much it contrasted from what the teaching was in the modern day church, it made me go back to the biblical teaching and realizing the modern day church is so far off away from its biblical standing that it's not even shouldn't be considered Christian anymore. So that's what really made me like. It
and
just
you have, to your point about autism, I think one of the issues is, like, back in the day, you guys remember the movie Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys remember Urkel?
Yeah.
We didn't understand autism spectrum disorder. We made fun of people who acted like that. We didn't represent, we didn't understand that they had a neurological disorder or a developmental disorder. So now what happens is, now they come here, now there's a spectrum, so we diagnose more people like that. And what we find is those people, they don't get nuance. That's the main issue. But Bitcoin was at 66,000. I was like, I made a video one time. I was like, yeah, man, I think it's too high. Therefore, the answer is Michael Sartain fucking hates Bitcoin and all crypto, and all crypto is a fraud. I said it was high at 66, and that's what happened. Well, the other thing I was saying, like, hey guys, if you just do day game, but you don't do any night game, and you don't have any social media, that's not a good day. Michael Sartain hates day game and all pickup and all approaching of women and cannot approach women, and that's what happens because these autists, like you said before, they're binary thinking. One of the first things I do with my clients is we have to get into nuance thinking. How one thing, how Hillary Clinton can be probably was a horrible president and probably didn't eat children. Both of these things can be true. There's nuance in there, right? And so that's the thing that they don't get. And when you deal with these people, again, they have more time to be on YouTube and be typing, and then they're on these forums and they're typing, and these sort of areas or these echo chambers select for those type of individuals, and then they hear that somebody else say this and somebody else say this. Meanwhile, like, the guys who are out there banging hot chicks are probably not watching our shows on Friday night, to be fair.
They're definitely not watching.
They're too busy.
Either that or they hate watching. You know, I was going to say, like, show we did last night, well, I mean, really any Access Vegas show that we're doing, I would love to know what the percentage of hate watches are on.
Dude, it's just, like, you gotta read all the comments.
It's no longer hate follows, it's hate watching now. So.
Well, and another thing I'd like to add, because Dr. Phil has ended, but some people will continue on. Right. There is autism and Asperger's clinically diagnosed, but I also don't think we can underestimate the percentage of just plain lazy people who don't want to put forth their own effort into finding out their own path in life and doing it. And so one of my main criticisms of Big Towel early on, I'm like, you guys are just using this as an excuse to not go to the gym, avoid getting rejected, avoiding pain. I understand avoiding pain, but if you want to have any success in any endeavor in life, you're going to have to endure failure and pain. And so what I have seen, especially now that you can live at home and you got stimmy checks and we're going to figure this and that, your basic biological needs are taken care of on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you got truly a lost generation ideologically, philosophically, looking for anything to glom onto, and anything that makes it simple. Mike Sartain said this, conclusion, boom, now I don't have to think about it anymore. All women are ours, I don't have to go work anymore. The corporations control everything, or the Republicans in the Senate, whatever. Oh, I don't have to work hard or pay it's okay for me to collect a check. So now, ultimately, it leads to just a miserable, non-existent existence, as far as I'm concerned. But that segment of our audience is going to be those people looking for excuses. And John, I hate to give you a compliment; it really hurts
just
me.
feeling your, I gotta say, feeling your misery in person is so much better than feeling it through the screen and the real life misery. It's just this is
suck it right up, man.
This is prime time, baby.
One of the greatest insights that you provided was just how few people put even open. They spend good money on your courses,
bro. 15%.
They don't even show
15%. Yeah.
And I was shocked, and I'm shocked. But then I do listen to you guys every once in a while. But you're like, yeah, these people just want a treatment that they don't care about the solution. They just want the pain to go away. So the easiest thing is to sign up for a course, but not even take the course.
It's so sad, man.
It's the cheap dopamine hit. It's just okay, now I've solved this problem.
Right. So, but were you offering a product, or how'd you come up across the 50% number?
No, 15% of people actually finish the course.
That was 15.
Yeah, that's it. This wasn't me. It was actually Owen Cook was the first person from RSD who was explaining to me how far people would go through in his course, and that's the way it would work. But yeah, it was 15%, and that's what I also heard from like Brad Lee and other people like that. It was like Ryan Stuman, hardcore closer, who was explaining to me 15%. Now for me, because we have like tasks they have to achieve, and because we do these live calls with 100 guys, we'll call you out if you don't get past a certain point. Hey, do you remember that thing in module 6? You have to go back to that and do that right now. Well, they have to go through the steps to get to those modules. And the first step of the whole thing is they have to fix their Instagram. So now they're exposed to the rest of my community like, hey, bro, you remember you made a promise at the beginning that you were going to take these actions. And what we want to do is just get it. The hardest thing to do is to go to the gym today. But you can't go to the gym 2 weeks from now. You're going to go to the gym today, and then go to gym tomorrow today, and the next day today, and the next day today. That's how you make habitual habits. So every day we try to get them to take one action, and then that's what ends up helping a lot of these guys. And then we have an accountability thing where we turn the recording off and we just go in. I'm like, bro, you don't ask any more questions until you fix this one thing that we've been asking you to do. This one guy clearly has hypogonadism. That one client I have. This is the most blatant hypogonadism I've ever seen. Humongous eyes, whiny voice, like it's insanity. And
you.
But he's in
this guy right here, buddy. He's outing you on the air right
here. He's in his early 20s, mid 20s, right? And it's very obvious. I'm like, hey man, will you go get your levels checked? He goes, yeah, I'll do it next week. Every week we'll do it. And then the whole chat came on like, bro, no more questions till you get your levels checked. This is for you. It was just stuff like that. Did you go to the gym? Did you fix your Instagram? When these girls called, did you build a list? We have these steps, and if you don't build the steps, you don't get to ask any questions. We gamify the whole system, and that's how it works, because that's the stuff I learned in the military.
It's all accountability. Accountability.
All of it's accountability. It's accountability, and it's doing the thing today. It's always doing it. You can't do the thing tomorrow. It's doing the thing today, doing the thing tomorrow, today, doing the thing the next day, today. That's how you build a habit. It's not willpower. It's just like what David Goggins says, willpower is bullshit. It's all obsession. Obsession gets you to the points where you want to be. And I understand, like, it's really disappointing when I have a guy who pays me so much money, and sometimes it's the guys who pay me the most money who do the least and want the most done for them. I had one client pay me so much money, and then this girl hits me up and she goes, hey man, so-and-so, do you know so-and-so? I was like, yeah, he's messaging me to go on a date on OnlyFans, but he's using his real name and his real face. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. I went on my calls and I was like, from now on, no one, guys, I don't give, if you go on OnlyFans, it's on you, but nobody, you use your real face and your real name to message girls on OnlyFans? Are you insane? It was stuff like that. That's what was going on.
But this brings, I'm kind of fascinated. Do you charge for this level of babysitting and handholding?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, all right. Because I was about to say, it's not our responsibility. Like, I throw my products out there. I don't give a shit if you follow it or not. I'm not paid anywhere near the amount of money to go hold your hand.
For sure.
So, okay, so I just want...
I was going to say that I had a new epiphany about that. It's like, the money keeps you honest and it keeps them honest.
Yes.
Because after a while, it's... Well, look at it this way. If you were going to go to a golf pro and you wanted to improve your swing, right? You're paying them X amount of dollars for, per week or month or however you work it out. And if at the end of that particular time, like 3 months, you go, okay, I'm shooting better, or I'm not shooting better, it's up to you as the student to sort of assess if your teacher is shit or if he's like actually helping you do something, right? Yeah. If not, you stop paying him and you go to somebody else, or you just say, screw it, maybe I don't have any natural talent or whatever. But the thing is the onus of the student, the quality of your education is on the student. It's not so much on the teacher, because you have to play a part in your own education. The main part of that is deciding whether or not this guy's full of shit or he's not full of shit. And if you keep putting money out, throwing good money after bad, then that's on you. The reason why there's money involved and it's not free is the guy wants to teach you a skill, obviously, but it also keeps both of you honest. So if I'm like teaching guitar or musicians, teaching other, students and stuff like that, it's the same principle, but it means that you're going to show up for your appointment so you can learn to play guitar, right? And so because you're paying money for it, that motivates you to go there and get it done.
But there's also this belief why some people that like paying for any of this.
Oh yeah, everything should be free. Oh, everything should be free.
And so I'll give you an example. Like we pay, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, Cole Gordon, who trains my sales team, we pay him $68,000 a year just to train my sales team, and he makes. We got up to $300-400K a month because of him. You have to spend money on people who know better than you, and that's how you make. I had Cole Hatter on here. He's paid something like $400,000 to one of his mentors to teach him, and he just told me about it, making $8.7 million in one deal that he's doing in a couple of weeks. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, these people have this key that can unlock, and you need to understand that. Whenever I meet people who are like monumentally successful, there is either some internship they did, so they paid with their time, or there was some program that they paid for that helped them, and they got a bunch of testimonials to understand how these people could help them make 7-8 figures.